Hi, I'm Lance. I'm the Dahlia Guy, and thank you for visiting my website. This short video is on how to divide the tubers once you've harvested them. If you'll take a look at this particular clump right here, you'll notice that after the first frost, you go through and you cut off the stalk at about a foot, 14 inches, something like that, whatever you can get. I've already marked them as to which dahlia it is. Then you leave it in the ground for 10, 14 days, something like that, and that way the eyes begin to develop a little bit. Then you cut this off. I've already cut the stalk off on this particular clump of tubers right here. Eventually we'll take off all of the feeder roots, but I wanted to show you some things on this particular one that I didn't know when I first started. If you take a look at this particular tuber right here, you'll notice that there's another tuber that is coming out of this tuber. This tuber right here will not, let me repeat, this tuber will not ever have growth eyes. So a tuber that is coming from a tuber, you do not want to keep that. That will not, even though it's a nice big tuber, looks like it'd be great, that goes in the recycle. The same thing is true with this particular little tuber here coming off of this tuber. And so you take it off and you throw it away. You don't want it to get mixed in with your good tubers. Now as you take a look at this, for those of you that have never divided, you're probably wondering, what in the world is a growth eye? Here's your tuber, and right up here at the neck of the tuber, just about where it's going to hook into the stalk, is where the eyes are going to form. And you can see there's an eye there, and there's an eye there, and there's an eye there. So we would just take this tuber off just like that. And then personally, I call this the rat's tail. I take all those off later, but I'll just go ahead and do that right now, and then that tuber is about ready. So let's just take a look and see what else we can see here in terms of eyes. This tuber right here is going to be the next one, and you see there's some little bumps right there and right there and right there. Those are all growth eyes, and so we want to make sure that every tuber needs to have growth eyes on it, and in order for it to grow and to reproduce. And there's that one. This big tuber right here is the tuber that this plant grew from this year. Typically, I throw them away, and most people do. However, if you have a shortage of tubers, you can go ahead and you can keep that. It'll most likely grow another year. Don't want to keep them too long, but I just throw them away. They've done their job. They produced the plant, and that just goes right into the compost pile. Now, as we take a look at this tuber right here is where the crown of it comes up to the plant. There's all growth eyes all over right here. All those little bump things right there are growth eyes. And so we just take that off right there. This little tuber is so small, it's generally going to dry up and it won't keep very well over the winter. Roots off later. Again, as we take a look at this is where the stem came down, and this big neck right here is kind of shared by these two. There's just all sorts of little growth eyes on that. I don't know if you can see them right there or not. Those are all growth eyes. All we need to do is make sure that each plant is going to have some of those, and so we're just going to split that right down the middle, just like that.